So, with retirement accounts, they're going to be treated a little bit differently than a lot of the rest of your estate when we talk about estate planning. So, with retirement accounts, there's a couple of things we always need to keep in consideration. Number one, obviously, they are beneficiary designated. So, if you have the correct beneficiaries on there, it doesn't need to flow through your revocable living trust, and it will not be controlled by your will. So you always want to make sure that those beneficiaries are coordinated with the rest of your estate. Now, with retirement accounts, the one thing that you always want to keep in mind is taxes. Just like for you, when you start to take those RMDs, those required minimum distributions, it's going to count towards your income tax. If your children inherit a 401k or a traditional IRA or 403b, they're going to inherit it in the form of an inherited IRA. And when they inherit it, they're going to have 10 years to withdraw that money from it, and it is going to count towards their income tax, which is probably going to be a little bit higher than what yours was in retirement. So there's some strategies there. A lot of people, honestly, the biggest mistake they make is they just forget about them. And they are like, oh, I named beneficiaries, so we're good to go. But there is some strategy there. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is something that you may want to speak to your financial advisor about, potentially spending down those accounts or reinvesting them or using that money to live off of. So that's not the bulk of the inheritance for your kids. Another thing to consider with 401ks or traditional IRAs is that because they are qualified accounts, if we do have them running through a revocable living trust for whatever reason, say it's to make sure that worst case scenario, whoever we want to inherit is going to inherit that money. So sometimes it does make sense to name the beneficiary of one of those accounts as the living trust. But if we do that, we need to make sure that we don't also have charities listed in the trust, because if we have charities listed, that's going to have a big impact, and all of a sudden everybody who's a beneficiary through the trust of these accounts is actually only going to have 5 years to spend down. That's a big tax impact. So we want to make sure that we have all of this coordinated properly and that it is still part of your estate planning. Because for a lot of my clients, if they do want to leave charitable gifts, we like to do that actually just directly through 401ks or traditional IRAs so that they get the tax benefits of that and your kids get the money that's already been taxed. So there's lots of strategy there, lots of things to consider, but whatever you don't just forget about the retirement accounts because they have beneficiary designations. Let's coordinate it with the rest of your estate plan.